The law didn't stop working, it just started working for money. That's the uncomfortable truth most of us feel but don't know how to explain. Because on paper, the law is supposed to be equal. For regular people, the system feels strict. One mistake can ruin your life. But for the powerful, mistakes become problems to manage. So today, we're going to break down how money became stronger than the law, how it happens in a completely legal way, and what it means for your financial future and your freedom. Stay until the end, because the last part explains exactly why so many people feel like the game is rigged, even when they live in a free country. Let's start with the first truth. Law is expensive. Justice isn't free. If you want to fight a case, defend yourself, appeal a decision, or negotiate a settlement, you need legal help. And legal help costs a lot of money. So even before a judge speaks, the wealthy already have a huge advantage. They can hire the best lawyers. They can hire experts. They can take time off work. They can drag the process out for years. Meanwhile, regular people have jobs, bills, and families. We can't afford delays. We can't afford to miss work. Many of us can't afford to fight at all. So countless people don't lose in court because they were wrong. They lose because they were outspent in real life. Innocent until proven guilty often feels more like broke until proven rich. Now, for the second truth, money doesn't just buy legal defense, it buys legal offense. Wealthy people and powerful companies can sue people into silence. They can threaten lawsuits. They can force settlements. They can use paperwork like a weapon. The average person can't fight a long, expensive legal battle, so they back down, not because they're lying, but because they can't afford to go to war. That's how money controls behavior without even needing to win in court. The threat is enough. The third truth is that the law is full of fine print. The rich don't just have more money, they have more access to understanding the system. They hire accountants, lawyers, advisors, and consultants, people whose entire job is to find legal loopholes. And many of these loopholes aren't hidden, they're built right into the system. Think about tax codes, corporate structures, special deductions, and legal protections. So while regular people follow the rules simply, powerful people follow the rules strategically. That's not cheating. It's called optimizing the law. But when only the wealthy can afford to optimize, the law becomes a tool for the wealthy. Let's talk about the fourth truth. Penalties don't hurt everyone the same. If someone making $40,000 a year gets a $500 fine, that's painful. That can break their entire budget. But if a millionaire gets a $500 fine, it's a joke. Now, for the fifth truth, corporations can absorb crimes like business costs. A person goes to jail, a corporation pays a settlement. That's the fundamental difference. Lobbying became a normal part of the process. Legal teams became armies, and money found a way to shape the rules from the inside, not by breaking the law, but by influencing the law. This brings us to the sixth truth. Lobbying and political donations shape the law before you ever see it. Many laws aren't written by citizens or for citizens. They're heavily influenced by industries. Big companies fund powerful lobbying groups to protect their interests. And sometimes, the very people writing the rules are connected to the same industries that stand to benefit. That doesn't always mean direct corruption, but it creates a massive bias. It creates a system where the law naturally favors the organized, and money is the most organized force of all. The seventh truth is that enforcement isn't equal. Some crimes get punished fast. Other crimes can take years to investigate. Some people get arrested quickly. Other people get to negotiate quietly behind closed doors. This isn't always about some evil conspiracy. It's about resources. The government has limited time, limited staff, and limited budgets. So, enforcement often targets the easiest cases, the most visible cases, the simplest cases. Meanwhile, complex financial crimes can hide behind layers of paperwork, shell companies, and legal protections. So even when the law exists, catching the powerful becomes much, much harder. The rich don't always escape because they're innocent. They often escape because they're complicated. And the eighth truth, money buys reputation. If a regular person gets accused of something, their name can be destroyed overnight. But wealthy people can hire public relations teams. They can control the narrative. They can push negative stories down in search results. They can distract the public with other news. They can shape what people believe about them. In modern life, perception is power. If you can control perception, you can control public pressure. And if you can control pressure, you can often control the outcome. So let's make this practical. What does this all mean for your money and your life? It means the system rewards people who understand the rules and punishes people who ignore them. It means you cannot rely on fairness alone. You must rely on preparation. And preparation is financial education. Knowing your rights, reading every contract, understanding debt, avoiding toxic deals, protecting your assets. Because in a world where money influences the law, being naive is incredibly expensive. Now, here's the real turning point. You don't need to become cynical. You need to become smart. The goal isn't to hate the system. The goal is to see how it really works so you can move safely inside it. Because while you may not control the law, you can control your choices. You can control your risk, and you can control your own strategy. So here's what smart people do. They avoid legal trouble by staying disciplined. They keep their paperwork clean. They don't ignore contracts. They don't sign things they don't understand. They build an emergency fund because emergencies force good people into bad decisions. They protect their credit because good credit affects everything. They build valuable skills because skills create independence. And they build assets because assets create leverage. Here's the final lesson. When money became more powerful than the law, it didn't happen because the law vanished. It happened because the law became a tool that can be used. And money is the strongest user of that tool. That's why regular people feel squeezed. We re-following the rules in a game where the most powerful players don't just follow the rules, they shape them. So don't live your life like the system is perfectly fair. Live like the system is real. Learn the rules. Build your leverage. Protect your options. And always remember, the goal of wealth isn't just luxury. The real goal of wealth is freedom, safety, and the power to choose. If you want more money truth, financial history, and wealth lessons in simple language, subscribe to Cashfree World and hit that like button so YouTube pushes this to more people who need to hear it. And comment below, do you think the law is equal today, or does money decide outcomes more often?